So my name is Jasmine. I live in Canada. I'm a single mom of 2 boys. And on this channel, I'm trying to record my journey on having more control of my finances, trying to reduce my financial stress, and also achieving my financial goals. So if that's something that interests you, just stick around, and thank you for watching. So in today's video, what I'm gonna do is go over what I plan to be my budget for 2024. I'm gonna be working with the current amount that I'm receiving. So I'm gonna use just a regular Google spreadsheet to lay everything out, and I'm going to use that every month when I have to prepare for what bills I have to pay for, and for each of my paychecks what it should be going towards to. So the first thing I'm going to do is lay out all of the types of income I am receiving. So the first thing that I'm getting is my paychecks. Then I have my provincial childcare benefit, and I do also have a federal childcare benefit. The last income that I have is some rental income. I'm just going to put that in bold, center it. My paycheck every month usually comes out to $4,000. So that's the amount I'm going to be working with right now. The first thing that I'm paying from my paychecks are my mortgage. So as I mentioned in the previous video, my mortgage payment has increased. So now I have to pay $1,700 for my mortgage. Next, I'm going to put my home insurance. So that's $120. And then my car insurance, that's even higher, $150, because my son got his driver's license last year. So that increased my car insurance. I have my car that I have to pay every month, because that's another debt that I have. And that's $80. Next is my electricity. Right now, I'm paying $195 every month. I have a payment plan that allows me to pay the same amount throughout the year, and that amount usually doesn't change, except at the end of the year. If I overpaid, my last payment is going to be decreased. Next, I'm paying my student loans. So right now that payment is $300. I did increase that payment. At first, when I started paying back my student loan, I was only paying $50. That was the amount that I was requested to pay. Then as of last year, I decided to increase it to $100. And now in January, since I finished paying my credit card debts, I'm working on my student loan debt at the moment. So that's the current debt I'm working on. It's my smallest debt at the moment. So I increased that payment to $300, but we'll see how that goes because of my increased mortgage. We'll see if that really works out. $300 a month might be a bit high for me right now. The next bill I'm going to pay with my paycheck is my water heater that I'm renting. So I have to pay $15 every month for that. Then I have the taxes for school. I'm paying $50. This is kind of a sinking fund that I'm creating because I don't have to make any payment towards that tax up until August, but I do like to pay it throughout the entire year. So when I get that bill, most of it is already paid off. So hopefully within 9 months, I will not have to make that payment anymore. Then I have my city taxes that I have to start paying in February. So that's $350. But same thing, hopefully in 9 months, if the amount is not increased, I should be done paying that bill. Then I have my cell phone that I have to pay every month. That's at $45. Then I have my internet. I'm lucky it's only $30, so I'm very grateful for that. Next thing I'm paying with my paycheck is going to be food. I'm trying to work with only $700 every month. So as I mentioned before, that's not a lot of money for 4 people. So we'll see how this goes in the year. Next thing is going to be gas for the car. I increased that amount actually before. I only put $200, but I decided to put 250 because I had a hard time um, respecting that amount. I always went over the $200, so hopefully that extra $12 a week will help me stay on budget. Last thing is going to be my banking fees. The bank account that I have, the only one that I have to pay a banking fee for, is about $5 a month. So I'm just going to see if that checks out. So yeah, that's great. That's a zero-based budget. Next thing I'm receiving is my provincial child care benefit. I receive a payment every 3 months for my two boys. The current amount that I'm working with is $8,000. However, my oldest son is going to be turning 18 in March. So starting in April, that amount is going to decrease. But for the budget today, I'm just going to work with the amount that I'm currently receiving. And what I've been doing for the past couple of years is using that money and paying my boys' private school. So my youngest goes to a private high school that's really expensive. Parents with kids in private school know. So that's $8,000 that goes towards school. Usually that amount doesn't even cover the entire bill for the school, and in June I have to find the money to make up the difference. So that's why I put that entire money towards my son's school. My next payment would be my childcare benefit. So that's something that we do have here in Canada. Very grateful, thankful, and grateful for that. However, same thing as for the provincial childcare benefit. My son's going to be 18, so that's going to stop the payments for him starting in April. But I'm going to work with the current amount that I have. So the first thing I'm going to use that for is to pay my dog's insurance. So I do have a dog. I have an insurance for her. So that's $20 a month. Then I pay my son a small allowance of $25 just to show him how money works. And I'm really happy because he likes to put money aside. He's very frugal and he really tracks his expenses. So I'm really glad that I started giving him an allowance. The next thing I'm using that money for is for a registered education savings plan for my boys. So I'm putting $200 every month towards that because hopefully in the future, if they decide to go to university, at least there will be some money aside for them. My youngest has tutoring every week, and that's about $2,000 to $3,000 every year. So that's a big bill. So I wanted to start a small sinking fund for that. So at least when I get the bill, I'll have some money that's already put aside for that. So I'm gonna start to put $150 every month aside for his tutoring. So at least I'll get a head start. Next thing I'm gonna put is the personal expenses for me and my boys. So this would be for anything that we need, let's say clothing or shoes or activities, sometimes at school or sports. So that's gonna be $200 every month. Then I'm gonna put my other expenses for anything that I need to purchase for the house or small repairs for the house or my car. It's going to be $200 every month. That in that money, I do include when we go out to restaurants or do any type of activities. Is gonna that $200 a month covers those. Next, I'm gonna be trying to put money aside for different sinking funds. I'll discuss those, I guess, in another video, but I can only put $175 aside for my sinking funds because the last thing I have to put aside is a small sinking fund for my dog, and that's going to be $30, and that's going to be to prepare in case she has to go to the vet, or also for the food that I need to buy approximately every 2 to 3 months for her. So at least I'll have the money already put aside for that. The last, I'm just gonna. Okay, great. So it's a zero-based budget for that. So that's great. Okay, so next, the final income that I have is rental income. It's about $920 every month. The real amount is $230 every week. So some months I do receive a higher amount than the 920, but for my budget, I'm just going to use the lowest amount that I usually have every month. So that's 920. First thing I'm going to use that money for is to pay back my mother for the loan that she made to me for the repairs that I had to do on my house. So I'm going to give her $500 every month out of that rental income. And then I'm going to start putting aside some money for what I will call a peace of mind fund. I decided to call this a peace of mind fund, but it's actually an emergency fund that I'm trying to build. But emergency fund seems a bit negative for me, so I decided to call it a peace of mind fund. Hopefully, it will help me stay on track as it has a more positive connotation. So we'll see. So this is the budget that I came up with for 2024. I guess I'll go back to this in a couple of months to see if it is realistic for me. I also have my child benefit payments that are gonna change, so I'll probably have to make some changes to that budget. So I guess I'll do another video probably in June to see how it goes and just do a checkup to see if I was actually able to respect my budget. So thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Please leave a comment on my budget if you have any suggestion to decrease some of these expenses that I had. that I have, or if there's anything that I could change to help me make more progress towards my goals. So thank you so much. Don't forget to like the video. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next one. Thanks. Bye.